members of the floors, right? So basically, why we need to share transfer factor? Anyone want to try? Eh, no one want to try. So helping patient, all right, because it's helped me, so I'll help others too. Okay, so tentatively, we are talking about your own experience lah. After you have used transfer factor, you think that is actually quite effective, and you can actually share the science so that you can help others. Or maybe sometimes when you have experience by, like, your family members or your loved ones or your friends one had already tried, then you were so amazed with the results where they really recovered and everything. Then that is the reason why you actually share it, and that is the main reason you share it, based on experience. Okay, so the experience can be yourself, can be from the team experience, or can be your friends, can be anyone. Okay, fair enough. All right, now the next questions, before we going to say, like, how are we going to share transfer factor, we have to ask ourselves this: who are we going to share with? Okay, so members of the floor, can you give me any answers that you think that, okay, I'm going to share transfer factor because I have a valid reason. I mean, my why is so strong that I want to share, and right now, who should I share with? Anyone want to try? I think let's make today's session more interactive lah. No one want to try?
Family.
Okay, family members, yes.
Friends.
Only family members, friends?
Friends.
Oh,
And other loved ones. And
it's
even
true.
people you don't care for.
Tentatively, I think we should share it to everyone lah. So to me, it's like people you bump into. All right, perhaps maybe when you're in hospital, then you see some patients, like, they are really suffering, and basically they share some, like, their medical history, and you feel pity for them. You can actually, they are strangers, you can still share with them. Of course, your family members, your loved one, your friends, you can share with them, you see. Now, so again, ask yourself the next questions: what you want to share? All right, so anyone want to try this? What you want to share before we actually run into how are we going to share transfer factor? So you already know the why, the reason why you want to share. You already know that who you want to share. But right now, what you want to share, is it I want to share transfer factor? That's all. I want to share transfer factor because this is the what that I want to share. Anyone want to try? Oh yeah, Miss Chua literally shares with anyone. Yes, correct. So no one want to try. What you want to share? Okay, my answer might be right, might be wrong. Okay, but based on my personal experience, this is what I'm planning to share with other people. Since I already have the experience, like the testimonials, we see it myself, other people, they already experience it. And of course, when we bump to loved ones, or when we bump to any strangers, okay, this is what I'm going to say to them, because this is very safe with no side effect. Okay, tentatively, you have to tell them, I have something that can help you. Okay, since you're in this kind of condition, maybe perhaps you can give a try, because why? This is so safe. There's no side effect. You see? So this is what I think is quite important. You can start to share by, put it in such a way that I'm not here as a salesman. I just, like, I'm here to help. You see, with my knowledge that I know right now, maybe I might not be a professor, but I can actually, because based on my experience, I can actually share something out. But I know this is very safe, so don't have to worry. Okay, when you have something that is safe without any side effect, then there's a possibility that people want to try it. Okay, now again, ask yourself these questions when we want to share it. Okay, guys, member of the floors, anyone can give me the answer. when we want to share it. Wow, no one want to try. Anytime, anywhere, anytime, Miss Chua. Yes, very good. Okay, so tentatively, when you ask yourself these questions, the things that comes in mind when these questions ask when you want to share transfer factor, you will relate to time. But for me, I won't relate to time. Okay, for me, I will relate to my mindset. Okay, when you have a very clear mindset, bear in mind today's topic is how are you going to share transfer factor. Okay, there's nothing to do with for life business, there's nothing to do with for life like the ranking and everything, there's nothing to do with that. Okay, when I have my mindset is surely clear, and I just want to bring transfer factor science so that it can benefit them, this is the mindset that you all have to make sure that when the time you have this mindset, you can actually share it out anytime. Okay, I think this is clear and this is fair when we talk about this topic. All right, now we go to the next questions. It's very interesting questions. Where you want to share it, where you plan to share transfer factor, from where you want to share it. Just now when I'm actually connecting to our mindset, and right now where. So I believe everyone would think that, since right now, total lockdown MCO, okay lah, we share it inside Zoom lah. Any space? Okay. Zoom, all right. Okay, it's quite true. I mean, of course, when we want to share something, right now we cannot meet each other, and of course we need to be online rather than offline. But on this topic, what I'm going to share with you is like, it's not where on the venue, you see. It's more to, okay, let's just see my answer. Share from the bottom of my heart. Basically, it's actually whether you want to share through your mind, okay, through your brain or through your heart itself, because it will actually give us a very different perspective. If you share through mind, whereby, okay, right now I already said I want to share this to this prospect because I already lined up all my prospects. Okay, I have I have appointments with them and everything. Everything you already done. But the thing is, you're actually going to share with your mindset. If for those of you that already gone through or already experienced with doctors who is teaching, right, try to go deep in your heart. So when you want to share, you share it from the bottom of your heart, because when the moment you share from the bottom of your hearts, right, the prospect, the client, the patient will actually felt it. They will actually pay more attention attentively on what you're going to say next. Okay, fair enough. Okay, this is my personal point of view. Okay, we go to the next slide. It will be very fast sharing for today. So very simple, we share short and sweet. Okay, it's very short and very sweet. If we share it very short and very sweet, prospect, client, patient, they won't get bored, and they won't have second thoughts of, how come you're talking so much already? Are you trying to bring me to somewhere else? You won't. Okay, try to make it short and sweet, basically short and simple. All right, now the next one, of course, we have to be true to ourselves. Be yourself. Okay, no matter what. If you are right now, you just join, perhaps maybe you got to know transfer factor through your friends and you just join in, and also you try to share it with other people, you see, based on certain experience, or maybe based on testimony that you have really believed it, if you have really seen it, you see. So people tends to like, I need to study more, I need to go for this training, I need to gather all the knowledge so that when I go out, I can actually talk to anyone regarding transfer factor. Actually, it's wrong. Okay, just be yourself. You don't have to be expert. You don't have to be doctors. You don't have to be like senior leaders or pioneers to actually share transfer factor. Okay, when you be yourself, right, you know how to share transfer factor, and trust me, you will share it better than anyone. All right. Now, you see, the first line when I say about invite to founders talk, okay, Right now, we have the 5 Ws: why, when, what, who, and everything. We already gone through that. We are clear with that already. But ourselves, we don't have the rank. We don't have the expertise yet. I don't have the knowledge to share because I've been going for BOP like a few times only. I do not know what is transfer factor actually about. Maybe I'm lacking of memory, so I couldn't memorize all. So I couldn't read from the book, you see. Never mind. Okay, since you already have the experience, okay, you're actually sharing from the bottom of your heart. Bear in mind, when we talk about the topic, how are we going to share transfer factor? The ultimate goal is to get transfer factor science to the person. We are going to transfer the knowledge of transfer factor, okay? Sorry, not the knowledge. We are going to transfer the science of transfer factor to your prospect, okay? This is the ultimate goal. So what you can do is you just tell them, this I'm not really experts, but to be very frank, I can actually bring you to our founders talks to know more about transfer factor. You also achieve the goals as well, and how you're going to share this transfer factor by not by yourself. You are going to share it through other people's mouth. We are going to achieve the same goal. All right. As you actually share, you start to learn up. Okay. What you can do is you can probably set up ABC. So most of the people, I think Cancel Group, we have just finished our camp, and also we have a leaders training and everything. So everyone will know what is ABC. You see. Okay, when you actually advance yourself, what you can do is you can actually set up ABC, you see. So from ABC, you will actually know you can actually learn more about how your leaders, how our coaches, right, interact with prospects. From there we can learn much more. All right. Now, say for instance, you already upgrade yourself already. You know everything. You've been sharing transfer factor many times. Okay, bear in mind, always follow the system materials. Just be yourself, follow the system materials. Even you certain things that you know really a lot, but try to follow the system materials, because when we actually on the same page, transfer factors is just transfer factor. Okay, follow system materials and do not overrate it. Often people tends to like when we talk about testimonials, when we talk about like diseases that reverse, recovery from certain things, they tends to give like more ingredients to the testimonies. It's like, wow, they try to talk about what so good until like, wow, this is really miracle, it's actually medicine from the God. No, try not to do that. Okay, anyway, try to think of something. Not everything is 100%. All right, we have to give some space. We have to give some how to say some option. I mean, we have to really think of some possibility that it might not work on certain people. Okay, or perhaps maybe that particular person doesn't follow correctly whatsoever. So do not overrate it. Okay, don't go beyond that. All right, just share as simple as possible. Last and not least, never assume. Okay, for instance, if you're just sharing on transfer factor, then there might be questions that actually posed to you, throw to you never heard before, or maybe you are unsure about that particular question on how to answer that. Then you never assume and give them a assume answer. Try not to do that. Always tell them, I'll get back to you, or perhaps maybe I can actually bring you to our founders talk so that you can understand more. Maybe inside the talks, you can actually post these questions up. They will give you more accurate answers. Try to make as simple as possible and do not overrate it. If you actually practice these kinds of concept, okay, bear in mind your patient, your prospects, your clients will actually felt that you are sincere. Okay, the most important thing is sincere, because TF is already there, facts is already there, the science is already there. You cannot do much about that. But matters is actually how are we going to project ourselves? How are we going to bring ourselves? Bring transfer factor. Like we are going to transfer the science of transfer factor to them. How are we going to do that? Just sincere enough so that they will feel you that you are so sincere. Okay. Yes, I know that this guy is not coming in hard selling me and everything. It's perhaps he knows something is good and really he wants to share to me. Okay. So basically, this is my view of what transfer factor is and how we are going to share it. All right. Of course, The basic one you have to know, like, it's no vitamins, minerals, blah, blah, blah. This one, everything, we have it in our system materials. Just get it from your leaders, get it from any coaches, you will have it. Just read it through, then familiar yourself. Then when the time for you to share, so that when the client, the prospects wish to know more, then you can actually share it just simple based on the slide. All right. Now, to me personally, I'm not sure about y'all. Okay, when we talk about transfer factor, initially when I asked around people like, have you heard about transfer factor before or for life? No, I never heard before. But it seems that for life been in Malaysia for so many years, because we also admit that transfer factor is so scientific based. And also a lot of people say, oh, when you talk about transfer factor for life, it's a doctor's company. I mean, I'm not sure whether you all have faced this kind of answers or not. But me personally, yes, a lot of people actually saying that, oh, that one is a doctor's company, because a lot of doctors inside there. They try to promote doctors in the company. Actually, it's not that. Because of transfer factor, it's so scientific based. So now, if you want to talk about transfer factor, first of all, do you agree that we need to agree on something lah? Okay. Right now, more and more people talking about importance of immune system since 2019, when the outbreak of Wuhan coronavirus, aka COVID-19, surfaced. I'm not sure about y'all, but I think that more and more people are talking about the importance of immune system. Before COVID-19, sometimes people don't think that immune system is actually the important role. Okay, so since COVID-19 surfaced, right now, everyone is actually talking about importance of immune system, and everyone knows that we need a very strong, healthy immune system. In fact, healthy is actually not inside their vocabulary. They only say that our immune system have to be strong. Our immune system have to be strong. We have to do something about to boost up our immune system. Okay. I want to ask you some more. Do you agree also? Immune system is like a military that protects our country. All right. In a country, we have military that protects our own homeland. Okay. So immune system is like military. The country is like our body against any invaders or prevent invaders, such as viruses and bacteria. And viruses and bacteria in anomaly is actually kind of terrorists. So easy for us to understand. From coming in, taking over, and trying to take down your homeland. You see? So when you try to understand immune system, right, you just make it very simple. Okay? Immune system is an army, or maybe it's a police that protects our own country itself. Okay? Maybe your body against prevents invaders such as viruses, bacteria. They are really thief, bad guys. They are terrorists. All right? From coming in, taking over, and trying to take down your homeland. This one, I think everyone's agreed with that. And the facts is, we need to understand this. The military, which is our immune system, significantly evolved to be combatant ready when threats to the national or internal security be challenged. Agree or not? Okay. Immune system have to be combatant ready anytime. Okay. When any viruses or maybe any recurrence viruses comes in, like chickenpox comes in again, they have to be very combatant ready. Okay. So this is actually facts. And one more fact is the number one national security fact is terrorism, which is the virus. When we link to COVID-19, virus right now is the number one national security threat. Our nation, which is our body, will paralyze if there's no specific unit such as counter-terrorism, which is our NK or T cells in place. Agree with me or not? This is actually facts. Okay. Yes, we have terrorists. Okay, inside the country. Right now, we need a special unit to tackle these terrorists. So we need a counter-terrorism unit. You see? CTU. I'm not sure whether any one of you have watched. There's a show about counter-terrorism, 24 hours by one of the character name is Jack Bauer. I really like that movie. Okay, CTU, aka counter-terrorist unit, NK cells or T cells, highly rely on intelligence. Okay, in order for the counter-terrorism units to function well, to track down terrorists and crack them down, they really rely on intelligence. Okay, sometimes when we look on the war movies, or sometimes we look on terrorist movies, right? Sometimes certain characters they mention, is your intel really sufficient? Do you have a do you have a good intel? Is your intel reliable? Okay. When we talk about intel, it's actually the intelligence. We need something. We need to gather some informations into our body first, so that our immune system, which is the counter-terrorist unit, know how to respond. Okay, good enough. In reality, our health been constantly exposed to millions of threats on daily basis. Okay, immune system plays very important role to prevent and neutralize this threat. This is reality. Okay, when everyone start to know about the importance of immune system, but in actual fact, they actually miss out something, that the minor thing. The minor thing is what? Our health not only rely on strong immune system, obviously and imperatively, yeah, we need intelligence for it to function at its very best. This is true. A counter-terrorist unit or a special force without intelligence from CIA agency, they couldn't track down that particular terrorist. They really need intel. They really need informations. All right. So, and this intelligence exists since the revolutions of mankind. Wow, this is so good. It's already exists. It's just happened that uh, we got to know it now, lah. Okay, and this intelligence called transfer factor. Okay, so guys, if I explain such an anomaly or a metaphor to your client, if you try to use this kind of military as our immune system, virus as our how is it, terrorist, do you think that your prospect, maybe your client, will have a better understanding? Because when you talk about transfer factor, imperative that is already, imperative to know that it's really linked to immune system. If your prospect, or maybe if your client doesn't understand much of immune system, you talk about transfer factor, how good it is, I don't think they can absorb. Okay, for instance, myself, during 2015, for some of you have already know, my nephew actually contracted with, was diagnosed with CPC, is a kind of brain cancer. During that time, my understanding about immune system is very naive. Okay, have you ever seen an advertisement of? I think there's a body soap or body shampoo called Protex. My imagination is that immune system is something like there's one layer of outside our body that protects us from invaders. This is my understanding, of immune system. So it's like, wow, when I actually started to know more about TF, join VDEX, start to understand more about immune system. Oh, immune system is totally different from what I understand previously. So I strongly believe many people do not understand immune system at its maximum yet. So when we try to explain to them, let them understand immune system, then when you talk about transfer factor, it will be very easy. You actually easily for you to pass the transfer factor science to them, very easy. Okay. So by the time where you have to look on your prospect, by the time they already understand the immune system, this is the time you actually can come in to talk about transfer factor. Very simple. You see? Okay, of course, this is my personal view lah. Then we start to share what normally been shared lah. Everyone knows it. As long as I believe when you are here in this Zoom session right now, you are part of the team already. So you can share what had been normally shared to you. Okay, use the slide and blah, blah, blah. Once the connection on immune system and transfer factor been established, it's very easy for us to transfer this science to your prospects. Okay, so I think quite, I'm not sure, quite on time, my presentation. Thank you very much. Right? Anyone? Who am I going to pass? Was you, Kenny?
Yeah. So, any question you all want to ask to our Kenny, our Roger, Kenny Roger?
Kenny Roger. Okay.
I didn't think you explained what is transfer factor.
Yeah, I never explained that because I assume everyone would know it's transfer factor, because maybe I've been very long. I've been joining a lot of BOPs and everything. That's the reason why transfer factor is already there. It's just a matter that we can pick up transfer factor information anytime lah. It's a matter that how are we going to pass down these signs. I might not be okay. For instance, myself, I do not know what is transfer factor, but I also wish to share this transfer factor. So when I actually talk about the immune system and transfer factor as intelligence, people start to know. So for instance, Dr. Zovi, right now you say, hey, actually back to the question, what is transfer factor? It's okay, Dr. Zovi, I'll bring you to one of our BOP where our founder will personally explain to you. Will it be better? You get the point of that or not, Dr. Zoe?
Okay. So that means I must invite people to come for the talk. But
not necessary.
Then how do...
Not necessarily.
If I don't invite them, and they don't, and if I invite them, sometimes they say, I have no time, that's the time I do this.
Okay. I think what Rogers mean, I think it's very simple. It depends on your context. Who do you talk to and at your position, right? Because it's very, everyone have different way of bringing up. I think for Dr. Zoe, you bring it up very beautifully. Because as a gynecologist, right, you know well about the breastfeeding, you know well about colostrum. So the way you bring it up, I think that is your unique way, because the moment you say that this is the only molecule, is the reason why you have been found, you find it so long, and finally you found it, right? Why it is so powerful in terms of the colostrum, right? So you just share that simple, and that will already attract a lot of people to come to you, right? So not necessarily must be founder. Founder is when, in fact, founder is just leveraging what it can be. Not need founder, it can be anyone doing the talks, right? So whoever giving the talks at time, you can actually invite them, right? You get what I mean, Dr. Zoe?
Yeah.
Right, but if you're on the spot, you can talk. Why not, right? So we have been talking about it. So maybe Roger have given a very good context.
Yeah, his analogy is very good.
Yeah. So what you can do is that, why not everyone, if you can say on your own words. Roger have given a good context. If everyone can do something that like share in the chat, what do you think, how you share TF, right? How do you say it? But maybe Dr. Zoe, how do you, maybe you can share with us, how do you talk about TF? And then everyone in the chat group also can say in the words, normally how you, because here are all not new, we already shared before, right? Maybe start from Dr. Zoe.
For me, before I share, I mean, I talk about, depends upon the patient, the person. But normally I ask them if they had been breastfed or breastfed their babies, and I go from there usually.
Yeah. So you are sharing on in the context of what they understand. You cannot share something that they don't even know what is it, right? So they already breastfed, they know the importance of breastfed. Then you link that to it, right? So this is how do you say it, right, Dr. Zoe? Normally, how you say it? I want maybe everyone can hear from you, right? Because
I don't know, because I think I do differently with different people.
Example?
But most of the time, I tell them, oh, I've been taking something that is very helpful to me, and I just want to share with you. And then I ask them about if they had ever been breastfed or breastfed their babies. And do they know whether breastfeeding babies are better, healthier than bottle-fed babies? And most of them will agree, yes, breastfeeding is much better than bottle feeding. And then from there, it depends upon what they answer me. I cannot say it's the same with everybody, and depends upon what they ask me after that.
All right. So that's the important point, right? So what we can do is we throw questions. What I like about, sometimes I will throw questions to them, and then they will answer accordingly. Instead of keep telling, right? No point telling, right? It's about asking questions. Yeah, thanks, Dr. Zoe. Anyone want to try to share what you have learned from Roger in your own own point. Anyone? Maybe give 1 or 2 minutes before we go into the next session.
And thank you for arranging English.
Yeah.
I also want to say thank you for arranging English. Because I couldn't understand Mandarin at all.
I don't understand a thing. Even some of my nurses say they don't understand Mandarin. Even talk Chinese, what we say Chinese, it's Hokkien. I think the one they talk here.
Yeah.
And then they said they don't understand Mandarin. So
It's
even
true.
when I ask them if they can speak Chinese, yes, we speak Chinese, but not Mandarin.
It's Hokkien.
I didn't understand the difference between Mandarin and Chinese before. I mean, Chinese is Chinese.
Yeah.
Like English, you talk to English, there is no different English.
Yes. In Chinese, we have Hakka, we have Hainan, we have Hokkien, or
All right.
very unique.
Cikgu Kenya, Roger, maybe I
yeah.
volunteer myself to share how I
Sure.
usually share transfer factor. Yes, actually, I do agree with Roger, what she told us just now, because when we every one of us, I think down the road, everyone for sure, they know about immune system. But how we relate our transfer factor into our system, sometimes they may not get us. What we are trying to say is very scientific. For just a normal person, I don't think they can get. So for me, in Chinese way, it's the same way as Roger. We say it's a policeman and the terrorist story. This is what I always told. So what is their positioning for transfer factor? So this is the simple way to get them know. So when they are interested, we'll create the curiosity for them. So when they are interested, they to know more in depth. So from there, maybe there's a chance for us to invite them to come in our talk and let Dr. Tam to explain more over there. Or if they can't make it, then I will try to have another session for them for my own explanation. This is what I did actually. I think this is for me. I personally strongly agree with Roger. When we are trying to explain more, I think more confused. So I think this is the best way. To me, I agree.
Okay. Thank you, Mandy.
Welcome.
Okay, so I think our session for
Thanks.
today is finished. So thanks to our speaker today, Roger, and thanks to Dr. Joey also to share your experience on how to share the TF. Okay, so now we want to move to the next session. That is our leaders meeting. Okay, so anyone, if those
Anyone to understand Mandarin? Don't
other,
English?
I think anyone don't understand English. I think because those who, because I think we will continue with English since Dr. Joey and Roger is here. So I will continue with English. Those anyone who don't understand English 谁不明白英文的可以举手，或者在 chat room 里面写111。谁不明白英文的可以写111吗？ Okay, so no 111 means everyone understand English. So I will continue with English. Okay, so for today, this leaders meeting, actually we have a few things to update for all the leaders. The first thing is you want to update about this June promotion package. So I will share with you about this June promotion package that maybe will help us to invite some of the leaders to share to your customers so that they can buy this or they would like to know more about this promotion package. We want to bring up this one. Okay, let me go to this. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, here. Okay, can see or not? Okay, now is Father's Day, right? So, can see? Okay, come out already, right? So since this month is a Father's Day, so we will try to promote a Father's Day package Okay, so since this Father's Day package, but this package is only for existing customer with loyalty purchase. If they buy this package, they will get one free.
No.